and he's out on bond, and he ignores me. Whatever.
Okay, so we saw this video, and let's talk about bad antennas.
Yeah, so let's talk about bad antennas. Okay, and again, I'm not judging the girl who's talking about the video. I'm using you for reference. I hope that's okay because your stitch was open, and I know some people get offended and all that. So no, this isn't against.
And some people can relate to the dating world with this type of experience.
Oh yeah, but I want to talk about bad antennas because I have a bad antenna too. I do. I'm getting better, I think. I hope.
Sometimes you don't even know you have one.
Yeah, so let's talk about when it's a bad antenna. So girl, I'm sorry that happened, but and again, this doesn't have to do with you. I'm not talking about you directly, or I'm using you for reference because I happened to see it and I liked the video. I liked it because I've been there.
I like these
other people have been there, and they're hard truths in it, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about that's what you call a bad antenna. So bad antenna, it can be male or female, and it means that you like someone, maybe you're really attracted to their physical, or you really like something that the way they speak or something, and you're willing to look past certain things. Like in the video, you know, the girl was saying they went out, they've been talking for a month, and you know, he told her, I'm not ready, I'm sorry, or whatever. And then she saw him on Facebook, and then she knew he was on bond because of
something
stalking or something like that, okay, or along those lines. And then he took her off Facebook because she laughed at him because he's looking for a wife. Well, let's talk about the bad antenna. So that would be having a bad antenna, meaning that you already knew all the details prior and you're still willing to look past it because you like the person.
I would say, ask as many questions as you can. And then from there, like what he said, he wasn't ready for a commitment. Some people just they're just not, they're not straightforward in what they want. And it doesn't make sense. Sometimes you think it's going great, but then they're like, oh yeah, actually I'm not ready for a commitment or whatever.
And I saw her comment section. I saw the comment section. I'm going to use it for reference.
Yeah, there's a few men in there.
There's a few men like, I got the pension, I got the job, I got the stuff, and I can't find anyone. Well,
tell them,
let's talk about that.
It's a turnoff when a man throws that out there.
I feel like that. This is just my opinion, okay? And again, yes, I'm single. I've been single for many years, and I'm fine being single, right?
Yes.
Because I haven't met anyone who meets my standards, right?
And you have 6 kids.
And I have 6 kids. And let's talk about that. Okay, let's go back to this guy thing, right? The guy, the stuff.
In the video, right?
The men. I'm going to the comment section about the men, right? So a lot of you guys out there, you do make the money. You're not a bad looking guy. You have it going on, but your way of representing yourself, it's a turn off.
It almost seems like they're boasting about their accomplishments.
Most women, I don't care how much money you make. I really don't. Like, of course I would like to. Who doesn't, right?
Of course.
Of course, somebody wants to find someone that makes the money and they have it all going on, right? They got their house, they got their shit together. However, most women, they don't care about that. They want to know, like, what do you do for fun? Can you match my energy? Can my energy level match your energy level? So that's something for you guys to think about, those guys that left the comments and that. But again, how can you fix a bad antenna? Well, again, learn the what do we call that? The red flags?
Yes, and it's up to you if you want to listen to the red flags or move on or continue, right?
Yes, with all that's going on, with all these horrible dating stories you're hearing now, all these horrible situations, like you said, your mother, and again, I'm not bashing you or nothing, I'm just using you for reference, but because I've been there too, nowadays, you should really, if you have small children, I would say, this is just my opinion, if you have children under the age of 10, and you're a co-parent, or you're a single parent, or whatever, you gotta be really careful when it comes to dating, or when it comes to, because again, I saw this saying and I really liked it. It's very easy to get into a relationship, but sometimes you don't make it out alive leaving a relationship. So I like that. I'm gonna leave it with that. The bad antenna. If you have a bad antenna, if you're a fella, there's fellas too that have bad antennas. They're like, I saw in the comment section too, not this comment section, but another comment section, like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. The last 5 women cheated on me.
Right.
And like,
or I saw some comments as well, like, oh, the women always want to choose the bad boy.
Right.
And this and the bum that doesn't have a job, doesn't have a car. Same thing. There's men who, in my opinion, they just choose trashy women, like women who don't.
And it doesn't mean,
right?
let me be very clear, it doesn't mean that the woman doesn't have a job, doesn't mean that she doesn't have a car, but priorities. I have very strict standards.
Like, for example, right? There's some single fathers out there like, oh, I have my kid, or, this and this and that. But again, just because they take care of their kid financially doesn't mean that they're like a good father. They're there 24/7. If you're splitting your kid up,
just a weekend,
right?
You only get them every other weekend.
That's just our opinion.
That's just my opinion on that. So there's a lot of things,
And
that
also,
go on
well,
with that.
within this story here, okay, the guy said he wasn't interested, and then, however, you went on his Facebook and you saw that.
So for future
Yeah.
reference, anybody who's in that position, once there's a determination like, hey, whatever the excuse is, right? I'm
Yeah.
working on myself or whatever.
Like, I'm
let
on
it
it,
go.
yeah.
Cut them off of your social media. Delete the phone
Their
number.
number.
What else, Emily? Delete the phone number. Delete the social media.
And don't even question them. Hey,
Yeah.
so if you're looking, you said you were interested
Yeah.
in me. We went out on a date. What happened?
At the end of
Yeah,
the day,
I would just
no
leave
one
it there.
owes you anything. No one
Yes.
owes you anything. It's happened to me several times where I thought we hit it off great, and I'm straightforward, and they're just like, yeah, no, I'm sorry, just like for whatever
Yeah.
reason. Or I feel the way. I went out with someone, I thought they were fun, I thought they were nice, but I'm like, I don't see myself
Right.
going long term with this.
Or sometimes because they're just not over their ex or their baby mama or their baby daddy, something like that. What else?
But yeah, so this all goes into
Oh yeah, and it's
relationship.
always I have to just say it. Yes, sometimes it's just there's some cuties out there and they just have their priorities all messed up, but we choose to want to like
That's having
pursue
a bad
them.
antenna.
Yes, that's bad
That is having
antenna.
a bad antenna. And again, it
Been
goes
there,
for
done that,
women
yes.
and men, okay? Or
Absolutely.
whatever else you identify as. It goes for whoever.
The nice guy, right? With the best car and just great and comes from a great family, right? Sometimes I've had those experiences where those guys are just sleaze bags.
Yeah.
They have a good job, they have a good career, they're
And they just
of
think
high
that
stature,
you're gonna go
right?
out on a date and you're gonna drop the pen.
And then then there's
it's
just some
like,
right,
whoa.
and is good looking maybe.
And then
but
I found out with the bum guy doesn't
Oh,
have a
gosh.
job. He's going through a hard
They're
time.
usually the
We're taking the
finest.
bus to go out to eat or
yes,
whatever. We're
and
getting
some of those
coupons.
guys are just so. I mean, in my experience, some of the guys that had no job, no car, and they were picking me up on the bus and paying for my bus ticket. That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
If you don't have a car, if you're walking me to work or whatever it was, I like
but
that.
Let's get into the traits of the respectable person, the not sleazeball, like respected. Like, all right, we went on the bus, like you were saying, right? Guys
Yes.
went out with guys, or we're like, I even went out with a guy one time. We went to the food pantry. Dude.
Oh, yes.
And we had a little meal or whatever. And it was
And you
fun.
see their
And like the
character.
guy said, but at the end of the night, the guy was like, look, I just want to get to know you. Like,
Yeah.
no strings attached. Like, I don't even want to, like, unless you want to. And then again, so those are the differences that I've experienced as well. Bad antenna. If you have a bad antenna, these are the things to look out for. These are the things to recover.
Yes, and just don't look back. Hey, if they let you down easily, like hey,
Yeah, honestly, I think he left her down easily. Now we're talking about that, but I think that she should have just stopped the social media, and for him to take you off, yeah, because
Yeah.
you know that's mean. That's mean. Like he was nice about it, and that was kind of a bully that you thought it was funny. I mean, he just doesn't want to marry you, unfortunately.
Yeah,
and I've had that happen too.
I think that's what it is as well. Like if someone's telling you, "Hey, I'm not interested right now at the time," in other words, they're trying to say they're not interested in pursuing a further, relationship with you, any further with you.
Right.
Um.
Well, no. Let's just be real with it.
Okay, what?
It means there's others in line.
Well, yes.
There's others in line.
They're just not
You're
interested,
first
right?
priority,
Yes.
okay? Let me see what happens with 12,
Yeah,
14,
well, yeah,
15,
yeah.
17,
When they
18.
get bored,
And
oh,
then
hey.
if it doesn't work out with them and you're like the best thing ever, then I'll come back to you. Then we can make this happen.
Yes.
So I hope that helps.
What is it?
And Monty, ¿por qué tienes que tener?
I don't know.
Monty,